What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another reaction. We are checking out Blade by BIBI. Now, we did react to this song in the album reaction, and I already reacted to all of the music videos that are currently available from this album. And even though we checked the song out already, I still really want to see this music video because it looks absolutely intriguing as hell. It's black and white, which is very, very artistic, very intriguing to me. And I, even though Blade may not be my number one favorite song off of the album, it is my most replayed song off of the album, and it's actually my ringtone at the moment. That's how much I love that song. So even though, if gun to my head, I would probably pick something like Animal Farm or BB Vengeance or something like maybe City Love, Giotto. There's a lot of songs. Every single one of the songs off of this album is an absolute banger. Like, I don't think there's any argument there. So it's very hard to pick a favorite, but this is definitely my most replayed song off of the album. And I'm very, very excited because even like this first visual, there's literally a giant head of BB on the ground with black eyes, which kind of gives me supernatural vibes with demons and whatnot. But there's a, like, this looks like some biblical shit with the trees going in like this spiral and whatnot. Very interesting stuff. Completely different from anything that I would expect with knowing how the song sounds like. So I'm very excited to get into it. So without any further ado, if you want to catch up on all of my BB reactions, the album reaction, and all the music videos that have been out so far, you can check out the playlist somewhere up there. And let's get into it. So BB head.
Shit, not gonna let it happen. 앉은 자리 널 조져 대충 말 대신 check I got weapon 받아도 넌 다시 제겨 Shit, not gonna let it happen. 말 대신 garbage got a weapon. Better than a song, I got weapon. Better than a snitch, what just happened? You better learn when she get.
Oh.
You better.
So is that like the various versions of BB? Like almost like the blade that was sharpened, just like, because those are not actual people, that CGI obviously. Is that a representation of like all of the experiences of BB, like sharpening that blade and whatnot? I believe were part of the lyrics later on in the song. Damn. Okay, there's a bird that she's going towards, but she's tied up. There's a statue that looks like, you know, two people. It's almost like a love that tied me or something, if I'm not mistaken. Like, could that be something along the lines of the love that put shackles on me, like that kind of tied me up, much like we talked about in the BB Vengeance, when BB talked about in an interview about the song's meaning, the lyrics, as far as a relationship that was a little bit, you know, if she talked about some of the experiences and some of the things that happened and somebody would go to jail, I believe it is something that she said in that interview. It's almost like this love is almost like the burden that she carries. And this bird, is that a, for a second there I thought it might be an eagle or something, like to represent like her freedom, being freed from these shackles and whatnot. Yeah, literally, I'm dull, sharpen me. Like all of the experiences that sharpen her to be the weapon, like because she's the weapon herself. She's the blade. That's really, really interesting.
말 대신 빈명 better shut up 날 소리만 줬더는데도 보다 무서운 건 I'm the weapon better than a tongue I got weapon better than a snitch what just happened got a pretty soul be taken you better let she like
That's really interesting. That was really, really interesting. I want to take it back because we have a really beautiful section coming with the choir vocals and whatnot. It sounds super epic. But the bird flies to her, which almost like represents her being freed from this relationship, the past and whatnot, which crumbles, and then it's almost like a storm, not a storm, a tornado, like is brewing in me in a way. Like, could that represent like how she's feeling rather than, I don't know. This is really, really interesting. Damn. Oh. This section is beautiful. It's almost like she's been freed. That's why the scene turned into color. Like her life was black and white. She saw either positivity or negativity. She was bound by this love, which turned her into like almost like a villain in a way. Not necessarily a villain. Like love ruined her in a way. She was freed. Then we see that tornado, and then when the scene turns into color and we see that bird fly, and she's almost like expressing her freedom in a way, as like she's no longer hurt by the things that used to hurt her, like that tornado that was brewing inside of her. Essentially, uh she learned to control it, possibly. Like she got over it, she let go of the hate, possibly. I'm not really sure. Let's listen to this epic section. Oh. I did not expect color. Oh. She's free as a bird? Damn. Oh. Oh. A heart symbol in the ground. Whoa, that was unexpected. Holy shit, that is amazing. This music video is almost like the transformation of BIBI, who's almost like this goddess in a way. If her outfit is any indication, in some of like being some of the supernatural elements in this music video, which is like her own, like a representation of her own emotional and mental strength, a metaphor for that. Like the wood structure, that circular structure, which almost looks biblical in a way. The BB head with the black eyes. It's like a version of herself that was killed. Those CGI characters in the first chorus, which almost like represent BIBI herself as they're moving to the same movement as BIBI does. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of Giotto because some of the comments mentioned that the other girl is actually a representation of BIBI as well. So that could be like as far as BIBI uh, cutting the hand of that girl is almost like a metaphor to biting the hand that feeds you in a way, as far as what that love did to you, all the negativity that it caused, and the fact that you needed to sacrifice that hand to bury that ex and whatnot, to bury him, to drown him, almost like metaphorically. Uh, as you get over it and you don't need that anymore. You don't need those pills anymore, much like we saw in that music video. Everything that kind of has led to this point where she's freed. We see that bird flying as the scene turns into color. And BB is dancing, is almost like expressing her freedom and her strength. There's even movements of doing this as well. And then she stops and she sees that hole in the ground in the shape of a heart. The heart, almost like the love that has built me up to the person that I am today. So it's almost like I'll never forget it because that's what made me and turned me into the person that I am. If I didn't experience that, I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be as strong. I wouldn't be sharpened. I would not become the blade. I would be that dull object, much as she talks about, like she needs to be sharpened. It's almost like this love is all of those experiences that sharpened her blade in a way. But in the end, there will always be a hole because that is something that I will never be able to forget because your past experiences built you to the person that you are today. So it's like this love left a hole in my heart. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. And obviously, you guys, let me know what you thought about this video more so than the lyrics because I'm mostly focusing on the video here as I talked about the lyrics and the album reaction. Because some of you guys' comments in the Giotto music video were really really interesting and definitely kind of opened me up to a new understanding of that music video. So feel free to let me know what you thought about this one. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. And thank you all so much for watching. BB is just incredible. Like this video, at the end of the day, it was shot in the same location. It was like kudos to the team who did all of the effects and everything, and kudos to BB obviously for the acting and the dancing and everything. But truly, kudos to the team that put all those special effects in place and did a phenomenal job. Yes, at moments it did look like it was CGI. It's something that your eye can just catch, but at the same time, I don't expect them to have had a lot of time to work on this. With the amount of music videos that BB is pumping up, like it's really crazy. So the fact that we got something like this, that plus the black and white made it a lot more believable. So it could also be why it was black and white, and then obviously the other meaning is like to represent like the shackles and to represent that you are kind of like bound by like that tornado and everything. It's almost like the BB vengeance that is brewing and whatnot as the knife is being sharpened to do something bad. Then seeing color is almost like being free, but then that heart is there again. A hole in the ground in the shape of a heart is there again. So maybe that since this song is literally before BB Vengeance, as the knife is being sharpened as I go on my vengeance, and Animal Farm is literally her slicing the throats of every motherfucker in that music video before she turns into John Wick. But yeah, this was really really interesting. I feel like if we just look at the song in the album reaction, it sounds like a prequel to BB Vengeance and Animal Farm, whereas the music video itself definitely shows off a completely different vibe. And I feel like BB Vengeance also has that same thing going because if you look at the video, it represents one thing. It follows the story of Casino. But if you focus solely on the lyrics and what BB talked about in her interview about those lyrics, then it's definitely about, BB Vengeance as far as, a relationship goes, more so than just storyline that she created that went from Casino all the way to BB Vengeance, which is beautiful. Like I love the fact that there's various meanings to her music videos, and as far as I understand, uh, someone on Twitter like asked her for a specific meaning of one of her music videos, and she was like, basically saying something along the lines of that she's leaving it open for interpretation, which is really, really cool as well. So, yeah, this was wonderful. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I love this song, and this video just made me love the song even more. So, if you enjoyed this reaction and if I made any sense at all, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.